In today's class, we are going to discuss about Rutherford's atomic model. Already we know that what is J.J. Thomson atomic model. According to J.J. Thomson, an atom is made up of positively charged sphere with the electrons embedded in it. Okay, and that J.J. Thomson atomic model is also known as, that is a plum pudding model or watermelon model. But what is Rutherford atomic model? So before discussing about Rutherford's atomic model, once again let us discuss what do you mean by the distance of closest approach and what is the impact parameter. So already you know that what is the distance of closest approach? It is the minimum distance from the nucleus. So let us consider this is the nucleus of an atom and this is an atom and this is the nucleus of an atom. So what is nucleus? Nucleus is nothing but it is the central part of the atom, so in which the entire positive charge and almost the mass of the atom is concentrated. Okay, so when an alpha particle is made to pass through this atom, whenever this alpha particle comes near to the nucleus, it experiences the large repulsive force. When this alpha particle experiences the large repulsive force, this alpha particle comes to rest and then it reverses its direction with an angle 180 degree. Then this minimum distance from the nucleus is called the distance of closest approach, that is represented by R0. Okay, the minimum distance from the nucleus at which the alpha particle experiences the large repulsive force and it turns back with an angle 180 degree. That minimum distance is called the distance of closest approach. Then now, next we are going to discuss about what is impact parameter. So let us consider, I will consider here 3 alpha particles. So this is a first alpha particle and this is second alpha particle and it is the third alpha particle. Then what is impact parameter? Impact parameter is that it is the perpendicular distance between the initial velocity vector of alpha particle and the center of the nucleus. See here, this is the first alpha particle, this is second and this is third. For example, I will consider 3 alpha particles. Okay, the perpendicular distance between the initial velocity vector of first alpha particle and the center of the nucleus, I will take that is b1. That is b1. And the perpendicular distance between the initial velocity vector of the second alpha particle and the center of the nucleus, that is b2. That is b2. Then the perpendicular distance between the initial velocity vector of third alpha particle and the center of the nucleus, that is b3, and that b3 is 0. Why it is 0? Because it is head-on collision. Because the nucleus and the alpha particle both are in the same line. ಎರಡು ಒಂದೇ ಲೈನ್ ದಾಗದವ್ರೆ, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಏನಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ ನಾವು ಹೆಡ್ ಆನ್ ಕೊಲಿಷನ್. Okay, so see here, this alpha particle experiences the weak repulsive force. That is why this alpha particle will be scattered with the least angle, means minimum angle. Almost this alpha particle will be passed straight without any deviation because this alpha particle is somewhat away from the nucleus. Here b1 is greater than b2 and b2 is greater than b3. Okay, if the distance is maximum, then the force is minimum according to Coulomb's law. That is, force is inversely proportional to the square of distance. The square of distance. Force between two charged bodies is inversely proportional to the square of distance between them. Here b1 is maximum, means the distance is maximum, then the force is minimum. Then this alpha particle will be experience the minimum repulsive force, means weak force. It experiences weak force. Then this alpha particle will be passed straight without any deflection or without any deviation or without any scattering. Okay, then let us consider second alpha particle. This second alpha particle is somewhat near to the nucleus compared to the first alpha particle. First alpha particle compare ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ second alpha particle nucleus ಗೆ somewhat near ಐತ್ರಿ, ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಒಂದಿಷ್ಟು near ಐತಿ. When it comes near to the nucleus now, it experiences the repulsive force. See here, let us assume this is the nucleus and this is the alpha particle, and this alpha particle is somewhat near to the nucleus, center of the nucleus. Then when it comes near to the nucleus, it experiences repulsive force. Then this alpha particle is scattered with some angle. This alpha particle will be scattered with some angle. There is a change in direction of the velocity of the alpha particle. Okay, and here there is no change in direction of the velocity of the alpha particle because this alpha particle is at large distance from the nucleus, means here the impact parameter is large. When the impact parameter is large, then this alpha particle will experience the weak force. Okay, and this impact parameter is small compared to the V1. Then here this alpha particle will experience the repulsive force. Then this alpha particle will be deflected with some angle from its incident path, and this angle is called scattering angle. This angle is called scattering angle. But let us consider the third alpha particle. So for the third alpha particle, the impact parameter is 0. Why? Because here it is the head-on collision. Why it is called head-on collision? Because the nucleus and the alpha particle both are in the same line. ಎರಡು ಏನದಾವ್ರಿ ಒಂದೇ ಲೈನ್ ದಾಗದಾವ್ರಿ. When this alpha particle comes near to the nucleus, it experiences the large repulsive force at the distance of closest approach. Okay. Then this alpha particle will be turned back with an angle 180 degree. This is the incident alpha particle and it is the turned back alpha particle. Same alpha particle, but when this alpha particle comes near to the nucleus, and this alpha particle will be turned back with an angle 180 degree. What it is showing, so compared to the, for the first alpha particle, it is showing that almost all the space of an atom is empty. Here also I will consider one alpha particle. This alpha particle will be passed straight without any deviation, and this alpha particle will be scattered with some angle, and this alpha particle will be scattered back with an angle 180 degree. What it is showing? It is showing that almost all the space of an atom is empty and the entire positive charge of the atom is concentrated at its center. So that the central part of the atom is called nucleus. ಇದಕ್ಕೆನಂತ ಕರಿತೀವಿ ನಾವು nucleus. Okay, so by using the distance of closest approach and the impact parameter and also alpha scattering experiment, so the Rutherford gave the some assumptions. Assumptions means here ಊಹೆಗಳು ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀರಿ ಅಥವಾ ಕಲ್ಪನೆಗಳು ಅಂತ ಕರಿತೀರಿ. Okay, so what are those assumptions, postulates or the argument given by the Rutherford? Rutherford from his alpha scattering experiment, he assumed that what are those assumptions? The entire positive charge of an atom is concentrated at the center of the atom, so that is called nucleus. First one, the entire positive charge means the total positive charge. The entire positive charge of an atom is concentrated at its center. This central part of an atom is called nucleus. The central part of an atom is called nucleus. Okay, means what it is showing, an atom is made up of positive charge and also negative charges. What are those negative charges? Negative charges are nothing but electrons. Okay, then what is the second postulate or what is the second assumption? ಎರಡನೇ postulate ಅಥವಾ ಎರಡನೇ assumption ಏನಾಗಿದೆ? Okay, so the electrons are revolving around the nucleus in the certain orbits, just like a planets revolve around the sun. That is why the Rutherford's atomic model is also called planetary model. the electrons revolving around the nucleus revolving around the nucleus. The electrons revolving around the nucleus, just like the planets revolve around the sun. The planets revolve around the sun. Revolve around the sun. Okay. So what is the second postulate or second assumption? The electrons revolving around the nucleus just like the planets revolve around the sun. Okay, that is why the Rutherford's atomic model is also known as, that is, the planetary model. Okay, next, what is the third postulate? The size of a nucleus is in the order of 10 to the power of minus 15 meter. From his experiment, he concluded that the size of the nucleus is in the order of 10 raised to minus 15 meter. Third postulate, the size of the nucleus is in the order of 10 raised to minus 15 meter. Okay, means the size of the nucleus is very small compared to the size of the atom, because size of the atom is in the order of 10 raised to minus 10 meter. This is the size of the atom, but the size of the nucleus is in the order of 10 raised to minus 15 meter. Among the 10 raised to minus 15 meter and 10 raised to minus 10 meter, 10 raised to minus 10 meter is greater than 10 raised to minus 15 meter. Okay. Then, what about fourth postulate? Fourth postulate is that most of the space of an atom is empty. Most of the space of an atom is empty. So ಒಂದು ಅಟಮ್ನಾಗ ಆಲ್ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ಆಲ್ ಸ್ಪೇಸ್ ಏನಾಗಿರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಂದ್ರೆ ಎಂಪ್ಟಿ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ದಿ ಎಂಟೈರ್ ಪಾಸಿಟಿವ್ ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಇಸ್ ಲೊಕೇಟೆಡ್ ಅಟ್ ದಿ ಸೆಂಟರ್ ಆಫ್ ದಿ atom, so that the central part of the atom is very small in size, that is in the order of 10 to the power of minus 15 meter. Means what it is showing, the most of the space of an atom is